Dear friends, in this session, we'll be discussing on Karnataka State Industrial and Infrastructure Development Corporation Limited, Karnataka State Industrial Investment and Development Corporation Limited, along with the trade-related entrepreneurship assistant and development. Let's begin with KSIIDC. KSIIDC, which is known as Karnataka State Industrial and Infrastructure Development Corporation Limited, earlier known as Karnataka State Industrial Investment and Development Corporation, was established in the year 1964 as a wholly owned undertaking of the government of Karnataka. KSIIDC is currently involved in the recovery of the pending loan portfolios as well as major infrastructure projects taken up on PPP basis, like development of a seaport at Tadadi International Convention Center and Bangalore Signature Business Park, BSPP, DBP, near Kempegoda International Airport, etc. In addition, KSIIDC has entered into joint ventures with IL and FS for providing consultancy and advisory services, and with GAIL for City Gas Distribution (CGD) project. Functions of KSIIDC: procurement and distribution of scarce of raw materials, supply of machineries to small-scale industry units on hire purchase basis, assistance for marketing of products of small-scale industries, construction of industrial estates, sheds for the use of small industries, provide allied infrastructure facilities and their maintenance, providing engineering services for construction works, extending seed capital assistance on behalf of the state government, providing management assistance of production units, providing guidance to small-scale industry entrepreneurs, providing financial assistance to export marketing activities. Next, Karnataka State Industrial Investment and Development Corporation was established in the year 1964. Karnataka State Industrial Investment and Development Corporation Limited, which is known as KSIIDC, has been greatly instrumental in the industrialization of state, especially in the large and medium sector. An important arm of the state is bringing industrial boom in various sectors. KSIIDC has assisted around 135 startup ventures through equity participation to the extent of rupees 118.28 crores, spread over the length and breadth of the state. KSIIDC has also extended the financial assistance in the form of debt to core sectors, industries like steel, cement, mining and textiles, and modern sectors like information technology, aviation, telecommunication, and other infrastructure products to the extent of around rupees 2,223 crores. KSIIDC has been instrumental in establishing Jindal Vijayanagara Limited, presently known as JSW Limited, Vikrant Tyres Limited, Karnataka Antibiotics and Pharmaceuticals Limited, to name some as an example. Next, what are the objectives of the KSIIDC? Promoting industrial growth, especially in the medium and large sector, providing guidance and advice to prospective entrepreneurs, providing necessary financial assistance and other related services, plan and formulate proposals for industrial infrastructure development, project identification and selection of suitable entrepreneurs, direct participation in equity, assistance in securing statutory and government approvals or clearance, promotion of joint sector projects, conducting industrial promotion campaigns within and outside the state, organizing overseas visits of delegations of industrialists from Karnataka, attracting industrial investments, including direct foreign investment and non-resident Indian investments, formulating proposals for industrial parks or towns or estates, acting as a nodal agency of the government of Karnataka for major or mega projects, Financial assistance to equipment expansion, modernization, and diversification. Participation in management advisory services, participating in underwriting of shares, financial services such as lease, finance, bill discounting, rehabilitation, loan, deferred payment guarantees, letter of credit, normal term loan, etc. Participating in investment in public issues. All of these are the major objectives of the institute. Next, trade-related entrepreneurship assistance and development scheme for women, which is famously known as TREAD. Women have been among the most disadvantaged and oppressed section of our country with regard to access to and control over the resources. The problems faced by them continue to be the grave, particularly for illiterate and semi-literate women of rural and urban areas. In order to alleviate the problems, Government of India launched a scheme entitled TREAD during the 9th plan period, which has slightly been modified and is now put in operation. The scheme envisages economic empowerment of such women through trade-related trainings, information, and counseling extension activities relating to trades, products, services, etc. Objectives of the TREAD. Experience has revealed that apart from counseling and training, delivery of credit poses the most serious problem for the poor women. There is also dearth of information with regard to existing status of women and their common needs for providing necessary support. Since such women are not able to have an easy access to credit, it has been envisaged that the credit will be made available to women applicants through NGOs who would be capable of handling funds in an appropriate manner. These NGOs will not only handle the disbursement of such loans needed by women, but would also provide them adequate counseling, training, assistance in developing markets. Let's understand some of the salient features of TREAD. Credit. Under the scheme, there is a provision for Government of India grant up to 30% of the loan or credit, maximum up to rupees 30 lakh, as appraised by lending institutions or banks. The appraising lending institution would finance the remaining 70% as loan assistance to applicant women who have no easy access to credit from banks due to their cumbersome procedures and the inability of poor and usually illiterate, semi-literate women to provide adequate security demanded by the banks in the form of collaterals. Government of India grants and the loan portion from the lending agencies to assist such women shall be routed through eligible NGOs engaged in assisting poor women through any kind of income generating activities in non-farm sector. For example, if an NGO submits projects for a number of individuals or groups women, says for rupees 50,000 each for a group of 50 women, the loan amount required by 50 women would be rupees 25 lakh. To it would be added the expenditure that the NGO will make in training, counseling of staff, parts expenses on operationalizing a management and monitoring system, vehicle charges for legal documentation, training of loaners, auditors, fees charge set duly approved by lending institution. It works out to be around rupees 15 lakh. Then the total project cost would be rupees 25 lakh plus 15 lakh is equal to 40 lakh. The Government of India grant would be maximum up to rupees 12 lakh, 30% of 40 lakhs. Next is training and counseling. Training organizations for micro and small and medium enterprises, Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, NISIET, and NGOs conducting training programs for empowerment of women. Beneficiaries identified under the scheme would be provided a grant up to maximum limit of rupees 1 lakh per program, provided such institutions also bring the share to the extent of minimum 25% of the government grant. The batch size for such a training activity will be at least 20 participants. Duration of the training program will be minimum of 1 month. For example, If a mentioned institution or eligible NGO wants to conduct a pre or post project training program for a group of women, then the maximum Government of India grant can be rupees 1 lakh, provided the NGO also raises 25% of the requested grant. The total expenditure of the training expenditure can be up to rupees 1.25 lakh for availing full assistance of Government of India grant. Next, eliciting information on related needs. Institutions such as entrepreneurship development institutions, NIMSME, NIESBUD, IIE, MSME DIs, EDS sponsored by state government, and any other suitable institutions of repute will be provided need based on government grant, primarily for undertaking activities aiming at empowerment of women, such as field surveys, research studies, evaluation studies, designing of training modules, etc., covered under the scheme. The grant shall be limited up to rupees 5 lakh per project. Then how would you apply? Interested institution will apply for such assistance directly to MSME DS concerned and copy to the office of DC, giving all the relevant details in prescribed format. That could be like the criteria for registration of NGOs and the criteria for capacity building of NGOs. Everything will be available for you in the study material provided. Please go through for this session study material to know more about how to apply the procedure, etc. Thank you.